question 12 in the memory topic. And when you read this question, you'll see the most important word in this question is how. So the question reads, Murdoch investigated the effects of serial position on recall. How does this study support the multi-store model of memory for 4 marks? Now, this is quite a challenging question because it isn't just asking you to explain the study by Murdoch into serial position, which would be quite straightforward. But what you need to do is you need to think about 2 things when you're deciding on how to answer the question. The first thing you have to consider is what the results were that were found by Murdoch into the effects of serial position on recall. And then you need to basically say what that therefore shows about the multi-store model of memory. So you need to explain how it supports the idea, for example, that we've got separate short and long-term memory stores. So let's have a little look at this. So first of all, what I would do is I would start off by saying Murdoch found participants recall the first words in the list more than those in the middle. So what you're firstly doing is you're considering the results that were found by Murdoch about serial position. And then you need to link that back to what it is actually showing and how it's supporting the multi-store model of memory. So this supports the multi-store model because the first words in the list were remembered because they had been rehearsed, so they had become long-term memories. And this illustrates how rehearsal makes information go into the long-term memory store. And then secondly, Murdoch also found that the last words in a list were remembered more than those in the middle. So again, you're picking out what Murdoch found about the effects of serial position on recall. And then you're going to link that back to the multi-store model of memory. So this supports the multi-store model because it gives evidence that there is a short-term memory store with a limited capacity. And this means information in the middle of the list isn't remembered as it's pushed out of the short-term memory store. So you can see there, in terms of the answer, you can see that you've got the results found by Murdoch, you've got the link back to say what it therefore shows and how it supports the multi-store model of memory, and then you've done it again, you've got Murdoch's results from his study into serial position, and then you've then related that back to how that supports the multi-store model of memory.